joke on me.
Step lively, Officer Jhona. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, left, right, left.
This is Koko Hekmatyar, a seller of weapons. Here I am, traveling with an arms dealer.
All of my subordinates are here. Now that we've added you to the ranks, that makes a total of 9 bodyguards. They're an odd bunch, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Normally, I'd give you more of a chance to settle in, but we don't have time for that. We've got a bit of a problem, you see, which is the reason we're stuck out here in the hinterlands of Eastern Europe. And you are going to help us resolve this problem. Think of it as an initiation to the unit. It'll give us a chance to assess your skill. Now then, Jhona, what do you think of your new team?
Not a whole lot.
A man of few words, huh? I did a good bit of research before taking you on. I know where you lived and where you fought, your likes and your dislikes. I also know why you got booted from your last crew. You hate weapons, don't you, Jhona? Can't be bothered to answer?
I'm not really much of a talker.
I noticed, but that isn't going to cut it with this crew. Looks like our guys in the rear took care of those trackers for us. We're probably still being followed, but hey, they're not shooting at us anymore. Don't think I didn't notice you calling me by name earlier. That's twice now. I like it. I think we're making real progress.
Koko!
I hope you—
He's end of road for you! Bye-bye, arms dealer bitch!
Hold on!
This'll go on sky high!
Any tank missile!
A Javelin ATGM? Was that a laugh? He'll be reloaded in 20 seconds.
He can reload, but he's not gonna fire.
Hate weapons as well as their dealers, yet how can you hope to achieve what you want without them? Let's say you killed me. That's one name off your list. But what then? Your job wouldn't be done until you took out the rest of my team. They may not look like much, but they're really very good at what they do. You couldn't kill them with your bare hands. No. You'd need a gun. You hate your weapon, but can you give it up? You know you can't. You'll spend the rest of your life with a gun in your hand. You may hate weapons more than anyone, but that doesn't matter in the end, because you also know better than anyone how useful, how necessary they can be. Do yourself a favor and stick with me, okay? I deal in weapons, Jhona. I can show you how to live with your hate without giving up your gun.
Why are you in the arms trade?
For world peace, of course.
I like it.
For the purposes of this meeting, you're not a soldier. Let me see here. That's it, you'll be my little brother. No matter what happens to me, keep up the act till I give the sick— Not my fault if you get shot in the attempt.
Jhona! Koko. Not too bad. It isn't deep. Head wounds just bleed a lot. You got lucky this time.
We're all done here. Let's go home now.
Why not just go ahead and sell him what he wants?
My gut. This battle will be short. 2 days at the absolute most. In the end, no one will really win. Russia's already full of these skirmishes, and this Major has a lot more ambition than he can afford. There'll be plenty of fights just like this one over the next few years. None of them will be decisive, and no faction will gain control of that pipeline and its liquid gold. Plenty of dealers would see this mess and start salivating, ready to sell weapons left and right. Most of them, in fact. But that's not how I operate. And so we have no further business on this battlefield.
We're basing this all on your gut?
Yes, being a part of this team means trusting my intuition. Think you can handle that?
We'll see! You probably ain't used to making music with hitmen, but we can't possibly stop the concert now!
Koko, what the hell is wrong with you?
I want to show you how impressed I am. Great timing.
I've seen you like this before. Shit goes sideways and you keep on smiling.
Jhona!
Better listen to her, kid. Nothing good will come from shooting me.
You're friggin' nuts.
Come here. You need to keep low. And I'm not as screwed up as you think I am. Look, I've been attacked like this so many times, I don't bother counting anymore. Freaking out's not gonna change anything. Either I'll get shot or I won't. I can't control what happens to me, but I can control how I deal with the situation. Besides, weapons are my livelihood. I'd be a crap businesswoman if I was scared of my own merchandise.
Was that kid we just passed holding a gun?
I'm sure it was a toy.
The rumors were right. Those two will happily shoot the shit out of anything that gets in their way. This should be interesting.
Yeah, well, they're professional killers, Koko. Of course they're happy to use their weapons. It's more or less part of the job description. It's not just pros either. Give a gun to an ordinary civilian and see what happens. 9 times out of 10, he'll wind up doing something he never thought he was capable of. That's the kind of twisted power weapons have. And you're in the business of selling that damn power to people.
Oh, Jhona. I'm glad to hear you finally articulating what you feel. I was starting to think it would never happen. There are several arguments I'd like to make, but as we are otherwise occupied at the moment, I suppose they'll have to wait. With those two possessed by that twisted power trying to kill us and all.
Yeah, me. What happened to your face? Looks like somebody punched you.
That asshole from before. Nothing to be worried about. The police commander told me you guys were being held in some hotel. Still wet, awesome.
They didn't keep me. I'm young and innocent, you know.
Pure as the driven snow. Yeah, that's you. Well, shall we go? Good. Onward ho, Officer Jhona! You're a nice kid, you know that? You came down to the station because you wanted to look out for me.
Nice kids don't shoot people in the face.
That's not necessarily true. These days, even saints go around with weapons, preaching God's love to the sound of gunfire. In the end, it's all about what you believe in, what makes you pull that trigger. Imagine something for me. Your bullets are hard shells, concealing within them the kindness of your soul. That's what makes you unlike any other soldier I've met. It baffles me. How do you have any kindness left after everything you've endured? I mean, after all, don't you despise all arms dealers?
Except for you. You're okay.
Oh, I'm the only one you don't hate, am I? What an honor. But at the end of the day, I'm just like every other dealer out there. Thinking otherwise is naive and dangerous. Especially if it makes you hesitate before pulling the trigger. The world we live in doesn't have much room for kindness. The UN has a list called the Millennium Development Goals, 189 countries working to end poverty and such by 2015. Consider goals 2 and 4. Achieve universal primary education and decrease the child mortality rate. These goals alone will cost a projected $220 billion, far less than the amount spent annually on weapons worldwide. Can you believe that? These people care more about war than our children's futures.
But that's good for business, right?
And I should be happy my goods are selling so well? You may be right. It's weird though. See, being an arms dealer gives me an interesting perspective, I can see contradictions others miss. So I understand the way the world works better than most people do. You may believe me or you may not. But here's a question for you. What group of people owns the majority of guns?
Military, duh.
Sorry, that's wrong. It's civilians. Yep, 60% of all the guns in the world are owned by ordinary citizens. As for the rest of them, 37% belong to various militaries and a fraction to the police. You know those rebel armies the media salivates over? They don't even possess 0.1% of the guns in the world. Remember what you said before? A normal person with a gun will wind up doing something he never thought himself capable of? Nobody in this world can truly hold himself separate from violence. Guns are literally within reach of anyone. Sadly, that's where we put our faith, in bullets rather than human kindness. You know, Jhona, I really don't want you to die, or any of the others, of course.
Then do us all a favor and stay away from assassins from now on. Cats may have 9 lives, but I don't.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. You're just so right. Forgive me.
You know he locked me inside a shipping container for days without any food.
I know. I'm really sorry. He's always been like that.
What I did at that base was terrible. I'm better at taking lives than saving them. I don't like that. As I was starving to death, I kept asking myself, does the world really hate me this much? But then, I realized that didn't really matter. The world may hate me, but I still love it. Do you?
I don't think I can answer that. So, sorry.
No, it's okay.
You're Jonathan Marr, that right? It's a pleasure to meet you, Jhona. I'm Koko Hekmatiar. That's a frosty glare if I've ever seen one. Don't you worry. I'll melt that ice. All right, Jhona, you get one guess. What do you think this gathering is?
A weapons expo.
Exactly.
Is everything they're showing here newly invented?
For the most part, no. There are some local munitions manufacturers, but mainly it's Western companies bringing in upgrade packages to improve pre-existing weapons. That's the trend now, but it's going to change before long.
That's all.
Yes, that's correct, officer! I know, strange but true. The poor little thing has a bullet in his rear from an old injury.
Oh, I see. That wins all.
Do I have to? I don't want to shoot at Lutz.
All right, I'll tell you what. You get 15 points for each shot that hits, and 30 if you're the first one to the flag. At the end, I'll give you a special meal ticket for every 50 points you score. Now let's go, Jhona. A lot. Listen to this, Jhona.
I don't think telling me will make it any better.
I'm going to anyway. The competition is formidable on this trip. It's like the deal had already been made by the time I arrived. Like I'd been taken out of the game before I even started to play. The rumors were right about that woman. She moves fast.
What woman?
Oh, this mega-hot actress turned arms dealer. All she has to do is crook her finger and those old military boys come running to buy her merchandise. Her fame landed her a wealthy husband, but her star faded, he passed away, and his entire fortune went to her. So now she's using her considerable charm to work her way up in the weapons trade. She does seem like a weird one, though. Few rounds short of a full clip.
What product do you have on the table now?
Brand new UAVs. Radio-controlled planes used for scouting and reconnaissance. These babies never get tired or careless, and nobody dies if one gets shot down. When equipped with weapons, it can even be used in combat. Just recently, in fact, one was used to bomb a certain organization. We're living in an age where robots are used to kill humans. I'm sure Isaac Asimov is rolling in his grave.
I'm not sure I like the sound of those things.
Hey, I'm with you on that part. They creep me out too. But my job is to sell the suckers, regardless of my personal feelings. Careful, Jhona. At this rate, you're gonna drift all the way to Italy.
Koko. Hey, didn't know I was so far out.
You should never underestimate the ocean. A mermaid pulled you out here. I think she has a crush on you. Too bad for her. I won't let the merfolk have you. You belong to only me, Jhona. Right? Hold it, Jhona! Don't fire.
Why couldn't I take the shot?
Sorry. That bastard didn't deserve a quick, clean death by your hand. A sword's worth is measured by the nobility of the lives it takes. I could never let you dull your sharp edge by taking down that useless piece of shit.
You use way too many metaphors for me to understand sometimes.
But it wouldn't sound as pretty. Besides, I had my reasons. Letting him get away suits our needs. And only if I get to be a peaceful, fun-loving one. No burninating or anything.
All done?
Almost, just one thing left. Man, there are some crazy doctors out there, am I right?
Yeah.
One of them even compared me to a dragon. Isn't that funny? Hey, Jhona, what's a dragon's roar sound like?
Ah, like that maybe?
Roar!
You were attacked by assassins again?
Yeah, no biggie.
What were they like? Any casualties?
They were like street performers. You should have seen them, total freaks. As for casualties, Lim has minor wounds and Lutz was knifed in the butt.
Lutz in his butt.
So close! I almost caught you smiling. In this case, it was more beneficial for me to let him live. Their client, on the other hand, not so much.
Huh? They told you who they were working for?
Like I said, total freaks! Well, all of that's over now. I gave the team some time off, but we'll regroup for the next job. Till then, I have you to protect me. So I know I'm safe. You did a great job back there.
I didn't really do much of anything, though.
You deserve a reward. What's it gonna be?
I am kinda hungry.
Hello, Jhona. You know you're not supposed to leave my side, don't you?
Koko.
Promise me, no matter how much the world changes, you'll always stay by my side. What's up, Jhona? You bored?
No. The ocean's pretty.
Sea. The Aegean Sea. The CIA has 4 distinct types of position that oversee their spies. First are the supervisors in charge of gathering intel. Those guys are called collection management officers. Then there's the ones who assist operatives. Those are staff operations officers. The people who directly manage operations are case officers. And the ones who oversee military-style ops are known as paramilitary operations officers.
Why are you telling me this? Does it have to do with Scarecrow working for the CIA?
Sure does. See, that nuisance is a case officer. He's in the field supervising missions. I know it's confusing, but you gotta learn this stuff. Normal kids your age get to worry about much more trivial things, but you're with us now, Jhona. You understand? I'm giving you a crash course on the CIA because you need to know what we're up against. The first 2 types are holed up at their headquarters in Langley, so we rarely cross paths with them. But the kind that make me want to turn and run when I encounter them in the field is the POO, the paramilitary. They're the ones who carry out the agency's combat operations. Not surprisingly, most of them were recruited from special forces. They requisition weapons, conduct raids, and spring ambushes. They're experts in explosives, abduction, imprisonment, torture, and so on. You get the picture? That's why we tend to clash with them more than I'd like. But we're as much a thorn in their side as they are in ours. Of course, the reason I'm telling you all this now is that last bunch of hitmen. Total freaks. I know you didn't see them, but it's highly likely they were sent to kill me by a POO.
Was it someone you know?
Can't say for sure. There's plenty of people who want me dead. But there is one who hates me more than the rest. Damn it, Hex. Why can't they just find you dead in a ditch somewhere?
Koko, this is bad. Contact the rest of the squad. Too many eyes in the crowd are on us. We're surrounded.
Yeah, I'm on it. Until Lim and the rest get here, we'll hide by the...
Hiding in a crowd isn't always the safest move, girlie.
Who the hell are you?
Heads up!
Jhona!
Koko! Koko!
Jhona?
I can't feel my legs. Must have been that shot. Forget me, just run away.
Jhona, isn't the view out here pretty at night? Man, the only thing better is finally having this car back. Ugo was so excited he squealed like a girl. Takes you back, huh? Reminds me of the day you and I first met. I even took you on a drive in this very car just so we could bond a little. Jhona? More things change, the more they stay the same. Hello, Jhona! Jhona!
Koko, all this grabbing makes it harder for me to protect you.
Goody, you're finally getting back to your surly old self.
Man, I'm all scraped up. Koko! What are you doing in here?
You can't yell at me! You're the disobedient one! Now take your tickle punishment!
Those guys today were pretty hardcore. Did you do something to get them to pull back like that?
It's a secret. Just kidding. Once we get to port, I promise I'll answer any questions you have. If you answer my question first. It's something I've wanted to ask you for a while now. You once said the world might hate you, but you still love it. After all the missions we've been on together? Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, actually I do. I might even love it even more. I've seen so many people and places, but I want to see the rest. And the longer I travel with you, the more I feel that way. But seeing the world through a rifle scope isn't really seeing the world, is it? I know that war is what we do, and I'm a soldier on the ground. One who's supposed to do whatever it takes to keep you safe and alive. But I don't want to see any more friends die. Like R.
Oh, Jhona! You're like a loyal little puppy dog. You're exactly what I need in a bodyguard. And I'll never stop protecting you guys either. You kept your end of the bargain, so I'll tell you everything at port like I said. Not only how I got those Navy SEALs to retreat, but also the true nature of Jormungand. Oh, Jhona, it's gonna blow your mind when you... Now, there are 683,822 people in various planes and spacecraft. So about 700,000. What do you say, Jhona? You in?
Don't do this! No matter your reasons, Koko, you can't do this!
Jhona?
No matter your reasons, Koko, you can't do this!
Just so you know, Jhona, ending my life here will do nothing to stop Jormungand. Do you really think I would dangle my plan in such a precarious position that it could be brought crashing down with the mere pull of a trigger? The fact that I'm telling you anything at all about this means that no matter what happens to me from this moment on, Jormungand will be executed and the new world will dawn.
You know this isn't right!
Why not? If it's about those 700,000 falling from the sky, they're collateral damage. You honestly believe that this world is perfect and doesn't need changing? Granted, the change required is radical and yes, maybe a bit ruthless even. You told me you still love the world, even though it may hate you. Think about how naive that sounds. Oh, if every single person on Earth just tried to be a little bit nicer, what a wonderful world it would be. It doesn't work that way. So sorry. I've walked through many battlefields, and if things continue as they are, my gut tells me a massive war will break out within the next 10 years. This new war won't be over oil, but over water. In some places, it's already begun. Humans cannot survive without clean drinking water. They will fight because their lives will literally depend on it. The First World War claimed the lives of 40 million people. World War II wiped another 66 million off the face of the Earth. How many do you think would die in a third? This world hates all of us, Jhona. And I hate it right back. Everywhere I go, I encounter nothing but war. I hate the sight of bodies piled up on the side of the road. I hate weapons. Just remembering the sensation of someone pointing one of those vile tools at me gives me a migraine. I hate soldiers, especially the ones who shut off their brains and blindly follow orders. They reek worse than the bloated corpses they leave in their wake. A parent is wrought with grief over losing their child to war. So what do? Pop out another and vow, I'll turn this boy into a soldier. Can you imagine anything more idiotic? I hate people. I find the thought that we're from the same species depressing. Only those whose deaths have been delivered by the weapons I've sold have earned my pity and remorse. I hate that I'm an arms dealer. I couldn't escape that fate. But it seems I had a knack for it, and the cash just poured in. And then one day it hit me. I could use all this blood money to foster peace. The only way the souls of those killed by my guns will ever forgive me is if I can tell them, your deaths were not in vain. They drove me to bring about world peace. This godforsaken planet's in luck. Despite my burning hatred for it, I've decided I'm going to heal the fucking thing rather than destroy it. And with no more weapons in it, I might even come to love this world again. Be at my side on this, Jhona. You're the only one I love, Jhona. And I know that you're just like me. We see eye to eye. You know you hate it all too. Weapons, dealers, violence, but you're a fierce boy soldier. When my brother first told me about you, my heart danced like you wouldn't believe. You are my...
limiter.
No.
I'm worried he's gonna turn you into a big softie.
That may be closer to the truth. In exchange for the use of your talents to guard my life and safety, I'm offering you a front row seat to history in the making. You'll witness the moment I destroy the system that's taken so much from you. The day we achieve world peace. Come, Jhona. Live together with me in our new world.
Goodbye, Koko.
Enough, guys. I'm gonna choke on all this kumbaya crap. Jhona, did you cross the Caspian Sea all by yourself? That's impressive. Have a drink, Officer Jhona. I would say you've earned it.
Koko.
I know, it's a touching reunion, but there's no time to waste. There's a reason we're in the neighborhood, and the team's got their heavy gear. This is dangerous territory, and it could go full-on war zone any minute. Baku, Azerbaijan. The new Soviet Union has their hearts set on the oil fields here. They're gathering at the border. But I'm the kind of woman who delivers on her promises. Took some time. But Jormungand is finally complete. I just have to send the activation signal. And once I do, I can prevent the new Soviet army from invading. You've had 2 whole years to think it over, Jhona. So what's the verdict? Who's more crazy, me or the world?
Will activating Jormungand really bring peace to the world?
I don't know, I'm no fortune teller. But I do like my odds. The heavens are about to experience over a century of retrogression. But we're wired to move forward, never back. And the sky that used to symbolize ultimate achievement and freedom will be closed to us. When we see the dawn or a soaring bird, we'll be reminded of what we were too reckless to keep. The humiliation of humanity will constantly hang over our heads. Do you think the human race will keep fighting then? Personally, I don't believe they will. Humans can't stand humiliation. That's one of the things that separates us from the apes.
But should I trust your intuition?
Well, I am a former arms dealer, and I did get you all mixed up in this to begin with.
I think that both you and the world are crazy. That said, I'm taking my chances with you.
I'm glad. Then I'll give you a front row seat, Jhona.